We're going to look at coterminal angles now. On your calculator, calculate sine of 60, sine of 420, sine of negative 300, that should have a degree symbol on it, and sine of 780. So I'm just going to show you on your calculator. First of all, in your calculator, you should be in degrees. If you're not in degrees, you can click right here, go to Document Settings, change it from radians to degrees, and then click Make Default. So I'm on degrees, make default, okay, if you're not in degrees. Now, going to find sine of 60, you're going to go to Trig, the Trig button right over here, hit sine, and then fill in the angle. So I did all of these already. Sine of 60 in exact form, square root of 3 over 2. In decimal form, if you do Control Enter, you'll get sine of 60 in decimal form. I did sine of 420, sine of negative 300, and sine of 780, and they are all exactly the same. So we're going to go back and look to see why that is. Something else I'd like to point out while we're filling this in too is that the square root of 3 over 2 in decimal form is about 0.866, so I want you to be familiar with that number because you're going to see that later. That's going to be important to know later. So let's draw all four angles. Sine of 60 degrees is in quadrant 1, and there's 90 degrees altogether, so you want to go about 2/3 of the way, so maybe about right here. So there's the initial side on 0. We've rotated in the clockwise direction, which is the positive rotation for the angle, and gone 60 degrees. Now 420 is more than 360. As a matter of fact, it's 60 more than 360. So if we go all the way around from 0 to 360 and then go another 60, we get to 420. So once again, this part right here is 60. Now, negative 300. If you are doing a negative angle, you start at 0 and you go the opposite direction for a negative angle. This would be negative 90. This would be negative 180. This would be negative 270. So going all the way around to negative 300, we're going backwards. So we go a little bit past negative 270, 30 more. So here is negative 300. Well, what's left over if you've gone around negative 300? 60. Okay, so same angle again. Now for 780, 360 plus 360 is equal to 720. So we've gone around twice, completely around twice, and then another 60 degrees. So we've gone around twice plus 60, that's 720. So the reason that all of these angles are the same is because they are exactly the same angle. They all end or terminate at the same point. So coterminal angles have the same terminal side, which is why they are called coterminal, and therefore they have the same trig values. Their sine, cosine, and tangent values are all the same. Now to find coterminal angles, we need to end up in the same place on the circle that we started with. To end up on the same place, we go around 360 degrees. So to find coterminal angles, you're going to add or subtract 360 degrees. To get to 420, we took 60 plus 360. To get to 300, it was 60 minus 360. And to get to 720, it was 60 plus 360 plus another 360. So there could be an infinite number of coterminal angles, although we don't usually do huge ones, but you can have as many coterminal angles as you want.